Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, the Coast Guard has called off a search for a Port Lavaca fisherman who went missing over the weekend in the Gulf of Mexico. We have the family's response to the Coast Guard's decision to call off the search. And on Sunday, the U.S. reached a grim milestone as a set of mass killings pushed the country into a new record. We'll tell you the latest on the Washington Post report into the mass killings. Plus, a series of challenges may make NASA push back their mission to send astronauts back to the moon. We'll have the newly proposed launch date if the agency does decide to go through with the delay.
And if you'd like warm weather or cool weather, take your pick, because it's going to be around for the next week. We'll take a look at that in the weather coming up.
We talked to Ganado yesterday, but what is your confidence level in their ability to get to state? We'll have what you and your neighbors are saying coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
And I'm Parker Cox.
And today it's the 6th day of December 2023. Let's look at the clock, Parker. It's 6:31 on our Wednesday morning, and it is a day of remembrance and action on violence against women. Very important topic.
Very important. We don't want to be bullying our women.
No.
We love women. Don't
Definitely.
do that.
Domestic violence, yes, a
Don't
very
be doing that.
prevalent issue, and it affects men too, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm
well.
sure. But it's on both sides for sure.
Well, Parker, is that weather looking
Is it going to
fair
be
for
bullying us? No, it's not, Carolina. It's going to be.
It's not too violent out there?
No. It's going to be quite the opposite, actually, Carolina. It's going to be very nice for the rest of this week. Until we get a cold front come Saturday, we'll take a look at that in a moment. But if you're waking up with us this morning, if you're just tuning in, look at a live look at East Victoria, where actually you can see the loop right there. And actually, that sun is also going to come up probably the next 30, about 20 or 30 minutes or so. It's going to be very nice out there, but a little chilly actually, maybe not nice, chilly out there. 44 is that morning temperature here in the Crossroads, but with the dew point just 2 degrees off from that, you have a 93% humidity, so it's a little humid out there, but not enough to make any fog here in the Crossroads. But in some areas, let's take a look at the relative humidity. Currently, got a couple areas like 100% in Refugio. They might definitely be seeing some fog out there, because that's pretty much guaranteed fog right there. But anywhere you see 95% or higher, 98% there, Edna as well, y'all might maybe see some patchy fog out there. So please be careful if you see any on the roads this morning. Well, if it's going to be a nice day today. Like I said, actually the rest of this week going to be in the low 70s today. Maybe if we get lucky, we might hit 71, 72 today. I'm forecasting it to be, I think 71 is what my forecast high was today. But take a look at what's going on here. If you like that warm weather, it's going to be sticking around for the rest of this week until we get a cold front coming Saturday. We've got this high pressure that's going to move back to the Gulf by actually late tonight. Bring us right back to that southerly flow, warming us up into the upper 70s by Saturday. It's going to be a nice warm day Friday and Saturday, but then there's going to be a low pressure system. Actually, there's a deep low up there right now, actually, near Alaska. It's going to make landfall in Canada, and it's going to spawn 2 different lows. One of them is going to come right over the Rockies and redevelop in the Panhandle, bringing us a cold front with some cool temperatures coming our way. Not too cool, coming our way next week, and we'll take a look at that. And there's rain chances and more in just a few more moments. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. Coral police say a 17-year-old threatened 2 people at gunpoint over property the teen wanted but wasn't his. The teen didn't get away with the property. Instead, he got arrested and now faces 2 charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Coral police picked up 17-year-old Jaden Garibay on Monday and transported him to the DeWitt County Jail on charges. Authorities set Garibay's bond at $50,000. The family of Felipe Lozano plans to honor his memory with a vigil this week. Lozano disappeared while working on a commercial fishing boat in the Gulf of Mexico over the weekend. Plans for the vigil comes after the Coast Guard suspended the search for Lozano on Monday. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick sat down with his family, and some of them aren't happy about the Coast Guard's decision to suspend the search. His sisters and nephew in particular do not agree with the decision. They say their brother's somebody in this world and his life's important, especially to them.
Always there for my son.
Yeah, he was basically my father figure growing up. With me, my brother, and my sister, we didn't have our dad at the time.
We just wish they wouldn't have stopped searching for him because, you know, he wasn't nobody, he was somebody.
Lozano's captain reported the incident Saturday around 2 a.m. The Coast Guard then began searching for Lozano in the area near Port Fortune off the coast of Louisiana. His family has scheduled a candlelight vigil for him tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the Bayfront Peninsula in Port Lavaca. They want to thank the community for their constant support, and they're inviting everyone out to honor his life. Two shootings in Texas and Washington on Sunday afternoon pushed the nation past a tragic milestone. Data collected by the Washington Post says a pair of mass killings on Sunday marked the 37th and 38th mass shootings of the year, with 4 or more deaths. The two mass killings brought this year's total to 38, breaking the previous record of 36 from last year. The death toll from this year's mass killing sits at 197, excluding the gunman, another grim record from the data collected by the Post. Another 91 people were hurt in the 38 mass killings from this year. The U.S. may have to wait a few more years to return astronauts to the moon. That's from a new report by the U.S. Government Accountability Office, which says NASA's Artemis 3 mission may have to wait until at least 2027. The mission is tentatively scheduled to fly in December 2025, but the agency says it's facing several challenges. If NASA officially delays the launch date for Artemis 3 to 2027, it would end up being 1 year sooner than its original goal of 2028. It's supposed to be the season of giving, not taking. Surveillance video captured a real-life Grinch stealing a Christmas tree tied to the roof of a parked vehicle last week at a shopping center in San Mateo. The man could be seen clipping the ropes that secured the tree to the car and loading it into his trunk before driving off. The victim reported the incident to police, who tried to help locate the tree, but they were ultimately unsuccessful in their search. Hope that family got another tree. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:37 on our Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. The City of Victoria and the Chamber of Commerce hosted the annual South Texas Transportation Conference yesterday.
The FBI director had a stark warning about terror threats to the United States during a hearing on Capitol Hill. I'm Liz Landers in Washington with more of what he told Congress.
And coming up after the break, we'll take a look at your school bus forecast. We'll take a look at the allergy report, and later on Sunrise, we'll take a look at your fishing forecast as well.
Hi, I'm Detective Kelly Gibbs with the Victoria Police Department. Victoria Crime Stoppers is seeking information regarding a murder of Gerald Samuel Hadley. On August 23, 2002, at about 5:10 a.m., Victoria Police Department officers responded to Circle K at the 4400 block of North Navarro concerning a man down by the dumpster behind the location. The man was identified as 63-year-old Gerald Samuel Hadley. Hadley was a white male who was homeless and severely beaten. Hadley was transported to a local hospital for treatment. On July 14, 2003, after nearly a year in a coma, Hadley died as a result of the injuries he received during the aggravated assault. The charge at that time was upgraded to murder. If you have any information about Hadley's murder, please call Victoria Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200 or submit a tip by using the P3 Tip app on your Android or Apple device, or by visiting our website at www.crimestoppersvictoria.com. All tips are anonymous, and if you give information that leads to arrest or charges being filed, you could earn a cash reward. With the Victoria Police Department, I'm Detective Kelly Gibbs.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're all waking up with us this morning, if you're just tuning in, look at a live look at Cuero, where it's quite chilly and also very, very clear out there. Not a cloud in the sky. At least I don't see one, but you might see a couple out there, thin ones, but I can't see them. But like I said, a little chilly out there. 42 is that morning temperature starting out the day in the Cuero area. To put Gonzales, because that's the closest town to Cuero, that is at Victoria. But with the dew point just 2 degrees off, we got, oh, look at that, it just changed on me. 43 now in the Quarter area, 40 dew point now, making the humidity a 91%. So it's not too bad, but a little humid out there this morning. Well, if you're seeing your kiddos off to school, it's going to be a little chilly, like I said. Cool, mostly sunny, 44 is that temperature as they're heading out the door. And as they're heading back home in the afternoon, about 3 or 4 p.m., 71 is the afternoon high. It's going to be a nice day today. And look at the algae report. No algae are expected today. Tree grass and ragweed are all non-existent. It could be a great day. And coming up a little bit, we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast. We've got a cold front coming Saturday, bring us to some cool temperatures next week, and that's coming up in just a few moments. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. You voted in our sports poll regarding the Ganeta Indians and their big game this Thursday. Sports reporter Zach Brown reads the results.
Yesterday, we had an opportunity to speak with Ganado, and needless to say, they're feeling very confident. But we want to know, what is your confidence level in the Ganado Indians to advance to state? And looking at the numbers, about 73% of you range from very confident to extremely confident. Extremely confident, you're pretty much guaranteeing a win. And about 10% of you are not confident, which is a very small number. Safe to say, Ganado turning a lot of heads. Their game is at Thursday. So we got Edna Monday and got to Ganado yesterday. Now today we're going to complete the trifecta and head over to El Maton for Tidehaven. The Tigers finally got past the Poth Pirates. Have a very good shot to punch their ticket to AT&T Stadium this Thursday. Their game the same time as everyone else. Thursday at 7, but their location, New Caney, Randall Reed Stadium. Exciting time in the Crossroads. 3 teams with a shot to go to state. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
Thank you, Zach. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. The FBI director with a warning for lawmakers about a specific surveillance program. Christopher Wray sounding alarm bells about the potential of terror attacks in the U.S.
FBI Director Christopher Wray on Capitol Hill with a stark warning for Americans about the current terror threat level in the U.S.
I've never seen a time where all the threats, or so many of the threats, are all elevated all at exactly the same time.
Threats to the U.S. are at an all-time high with the war raging between Israel and Hamas. A number of terror groups, including ISIS and Al-Qaeda, are using social media to call for attacks, including here in the U.S.
Given the steady drumbeat of calls for attacks by foreign terrorist organizations since October 7th, we're working around the clock to identify and disrupt potential attacks by those inspired by Hamas's horrific terrorist attacks in Israel.
Wray also urging Congress to renew a key U.S. spy program that would have major consequences if it expires at the end of this month. Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act allows the U.S. government to collect, without search warrants, the communications of targeted foreigners outside the country. Wray saying its expiration would be like unilateral disarmament in the current threat environment.
702 is key to our ability to detect a foreign terrorist organization overseas directing an operative here to carry out an attack in our own backyard.
Republicans and Democrats alike have criticized the spying ability that it grants, which has ensnared U.S. citizens and their data as part of surveillance of foreign targets. Wray also addressed other current threats to the United States, like human trafficking and drug smuggling, saying that in the last 2 years, the FBI has seized enough fentanyl to kill 270 million people. In Washington, Liz Landers, ABC News.
The city of Victoria hosted the annual South Texas Transportation Conference yesterday. The conference highlighted its importance to a growing economy and explained its impacts on the economy in the Crossroads. Topics discussed include the progress of the Matagorda Bay Ship Channel expansion, Interstate 69 construction, and expanded child care. Jeff Lyon, president of the Victoria Chamber, says he's proud to host this conference every year and says they're already looking forward to next year.
We bring in different facets of people associated with transportation throughout the southern Texas area. And these kind of seminars and conferences that we do are very valuable to those that attend and those who are presenting.
This marks a decade of the Chamber's South Texas Transportation Conference. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We ask you, do you support the expansion of the Matagorda Ship Channel? Okay, let's take a look. 87% of you says you are on board, and the rest of you say no. Thank you for taking part in today's viewer poll. The time is now 6:46 on our Wednesday morning. Still to come, SAG-AFTRA voted to ratify a new contract with major film and television studios on Tuesday. Okay, time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Malik. We love you.
And famously funny writer, director Judd Apatow with the birthday today. He's 56. Happy birthday, Judd.
And basketball superstar athlete, we'll just call him Giannis. He's also celebrating a birthday today. The Milwaukee Bucks power forward and center is 29 today.
Ooh, happy birthday, Giannis. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More, and under Home you see KABU to submit your birthday.
The time is now 6:47 on our Wednesday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today.
Yes, happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful weather for the rest of this week. In fact, it was beautiful the last few days as well. In fact, yesterday's high was 75. It was quite a nice warm day yesterday. But if you like that warm weather, good news is it's going to be sticking around for the rest of this week until we get a cold front on Saturday. In fact, as you look at your temperatures for today, we're going to probably be in the low 70s today. Maybe if we get lucky, we can hit 71 or 72. But as you take a look at your fishing forecast, because this is going to be a nice day with that nice weather, probably a good time to go fishing. Got a couple high tides here today with also a couple low tides. We actually had one of the low tides about an hour ago, but those winds to be about 15 knots out of the east-northeast, making your bays and seas pretty smooth, or not smooth, but slightly choppy at 2 to 3 feet with a water temperature of 64 degrees. Still warm down there in the Gulf. And with that warm water, as soon as that southerly flow returns to our area, it's going to warm us up quite nicely and moisten us up quite a bit too. So take a look at the dew points here. There it goes. Look at all that. 60s, upper 60 dew point. That is quite a humid day on Friday and Saturday. In fact, you can actually see the cold front coming our way right there. There's just that dry brown color coming our way on Saturday. Probably about afternoon time is when it will be here. But with that southerly flow bringing in all that humidity and moisture to the area with that warm temperatures, it also brings in that buoyant energy, buoyant atmospheric instability in the area. Give us a good shot at maybe a couple isolated thunderstorms on Saturday, but we'll be taking a look at that and more over the next few days. But we'll have more for you in just a few more moments. Back to you, Joanna.
Thank you, Parker. SAG-AFTRA voted to ratify a new contract with major film and television studios on Tuesday. About 78% of members voted in favor of ratifying the contract. The union says about 38% of members turned out to vote. The contract ended on a 118-day strike on November 8th. The new deal, to run through June of 2026, reportedly achieves more than $1 billion in new compensation and benefits. Hollywood suffered a 1-2 punch this summer when both the writers and actors unions went on strike. The writers struck an agreement on new contracts in September. One of the biggest issues for both groups was the rise of artificial intelligence in the industry. A weight loss medication recently approved by the FDA for chronic weight management is now available by prescription. Drug manufacturer Eli Lilly made the announcement Tuesday. Zepbound was shown in clinical trials to yield more than 20% average weight loss on higher doses over 72 weeks, stronger results than seen with other approved medicines. The FDA cleared it in November for people with obesity or those characterized as overweight with at least one weight-related health condition, such as high blood pressure or heart disease. Like similar drugs, it's administered as a shot patients give themselves once a week, and it's recommended on top of a reduced calorie diet and increased exercise. A therapy dog in North Carolina rings the bell to celebrate his cancer remission. Quinn, a certified therapy dog, celebrated completing his chemotherapy treatment on Tuesday. A custom wooden holder with a bell was created by a nurse at Randolph Health especially for the dog. Quinn is a volunteer at the facility where he had a strong impact on patients, especially during the pandemic. His owner practiced with him every night so he could ring the bell himself when the big day came. Quinn was diagnosed with lymphoma in June of 2023, and because his owner has pet insurance, something to think about, she was able to secure a chemotherapy regime for him. His last treatment was on November 27th. Still to come on Sunrise News to Know before you go. Authorities arrested a suspect connected to several homicides and 2 separate shootings in Austin on Tuesday. Authorities arrested a suspect connected to several homicides and 2 separate shootings in Austin on Tuesday. Authorities say the suspect opened fire outside a high school around 10:40 a.m., wounding an officer in the leg. They say the officer was on a routine patrol around the campus when someone started shooting at him. The suspect then traveled to South Austin, where he shot and killed 2 people in a neighborhood. On Tuesday night, police responded to a call of a possible home burglary in Southwest Austin. When they arrived on scene, the gunman shot and hurt an Austin officer before leading police on a high-speed chase. That chase ended in a crash, and the suspect was eventually taken into custody. Passengers on board a Breeze Airways flight out of Orlando got quite the scare after a reported bomb threat. Tuesday afternoon, authorities arrested 2 people at the Jacksonville International Airport. They're facing federal charges and could be banned from the airline. Passengers say the flight was in the air for 45 minutes when an argument between a man and a woman began. The 2 claimed one of them had a bomb. Passengers overheard the word bomb, then alerted the airline. Out of precaution, the captain diverted the plane to Jacksonville, where the FBI was waiting. The flight was on its way to Rhode Island and will resume Wednesday afternoon. The investigation continues. 2023 will officially be the hottest year on record. That's from an analysis from the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service. It found this year's global temperature will be nearly 35 degrees warmer than pre-industrial levels. Every month since June has ended up as the hottest month on record, leaving scientists worried about what that means for the planet in the coming years. Scientists have said 2023's exceptional warmth is the result of the combined effects of El Nino and human-caused climate change. A series of deadly heat waves and record-breaking temps hit several continents this year, while an unprecedented ocean heat blanketed much of the globe. After the school voucher bill falls apart, supporters and opponents get ready for future fights. Read this story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a look at our forecast with Parker.
Thanks, Carolina, and good morning, folks. If y'all just tuning in or just waking up, it's going to be quite nice today. If you look a live look at East Victoria, we're a little cool starting the day. 44 is that morning temperature, but dew point just 2 degrees off. A little bit humid out there as well. But as we take a look, if you like that warm weather, it's going to stick around the rest of this week. If you take a look what's going on here, got that high pressure currently sitting over us here in the state right now. But it's going to move right back to the Gulf, giving us that southerly flow right back in our area, starting actually late tonight. But as that moves off, we're going to get another low that's going to come our way on Saturday, bringing us a cold front, cooling us off into the 60s next week, as a matter of fact. But for the rest of this week, we're going to be raining in the upper 70s. It's going to be quite a nice rest of our week, Carolina.
It's looking that way, Parker. Wow, I'm going to have to spend some quality time outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you for your forecast, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.